why don't you start back?
Sorry, we had a technical difficulty. So this is Chuck Worley with Worley's Home Services. We do heating and air conditioning, electrical, plumbing, crawl space encapsulations, spray foam insulation, geothermal, wells, pumps, and wells.
That's what we're
service.
missing, geothermal. Yep.
So,
I'm Michael Davenport. My partner and I, Barry Taylor, own CVP Windows and Doors. We are the only window manufacturer in the Hampton Roads area. We make product that fits your house, not product that close to what you need. We also do patio doors. We are the only authorized dealer for Provia doors in the Hampton Roads area and Richmond. And we are the guys that will walk you through and educate you on what you need to do. And I'm going to let Cindy come on.
I'm Cindy Rowell, owner-operator of Alpha Pest Solutions, full-service termite and moisture company. I've been in business now for 16 years. We do understructure repairs, termite treatments, fungus treatments, powder post beetles. We do rats and snakes and any kind of insect that you can think. If it creeps or crawls, we come get it for you, take care of it. We also do inspections when people are buying and selling their homes. So if you're thinking about putting your house on the market, give us a call. We do free inspections to make sure you're ready to get on the market with that new home. And if you're getting ready to buy one, we're happy to come in and do an inspection on that to make sure you're getting what you think you're getting. So I'm the only woman too, that has what?
A license to kill.
Yeah, so my name is Albin. I'm with Albin Co. We specialize in remodels. We're doing a lot of kitchens and baths right now, and we'd love to do one for you. And then, of course, there's Jack Keller with Legacy Painting. He specializes in interior, exterior paints. He'll do stains. He'll do decks, soft wash, and he also has he'll do some dings on help you with maybe your drywall's got some dings or chips or scratches.
Fix your holes.
So yeah, he'll fix all that up before he does his painting. So great guy, great crew. That's Jack with Legacy Painting.
Yeah, and in relation to Jack, I've recommended him to 5 clients, and they all rave about how great a job his people did, how great a job he did, how happy they were with everything about it. So we know as a team we have good, solid clientele. You can trust that all of us are going to be treating you fairly. We're all educators. Albin just tore Chuck's old farmhouse apart, put it back together. Amazing.
That was rude. That was rude.
Yeah.
But it looks
really
really
at least
good.
put it back together.
Very disruptive.
It looks good, though. I'll say that.
It is an amazing job, and it's in the middle of 5 acres of land in the middle of the Tab area, very sought-after area, and Albin has a showpiece there. And it's not huge, but it's very, very quaint and very nicely put together. And if you like coffee, he's got an excellent coffee maker. I don't like coffee, so I couldn't tell you that.
Yeah, we have a little secret as carpenters. We like to break things.
Yeah.
But then we put it all back together.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I tell people all the time, it's like, look, we could have built a nice house, big house, and we're like, we have 1,500 square foot. I've been there since the early 2000s, 2001. I think I bought the 5 acre lot. Normally irritates people when they find out I only spent $200,000 for 5 acres in the middle of Tab.
Yep.
Especially pisses off that builder that I'm right in the middle of his party. But that's okay. I was there first. But Elizabeth Taylor, not to be confused with Elizabeth Taylor, this Mrs. Taylor, Skippy Taylor's older sister, said, I will sell to you this farm as long as you promise me you won't sell it to that dang builder. And I was scared. She was 70, but I was a little nervous. Yeah,
that's how some women
she didn't
can
have
be.
a license to kill, but
some women can.
But yeah, so I stayed there. We I raised my family there, and then Julie moved in, and basically we remodeled everything. We moved every single wall because we're like, it's 1,500 square foot. There's 2 of us. Funny is, and some of you guys. If your children are listening and they're in their 30s and they're in the car with you, they're probably going to be irritated with this next statement. But I said, if we have too many bedrooms, children come back.
No, they don't. Not at my house. Nope.
So, yeah, we didn't want any children to come back. What do they call them? Boomerangs. We didn't want any kids to come back. So now we have an office, a master bedroom, and
Well, I mean, you don't even have a room to stay in if you get kicked out. So, I mean,
you have that detached apartment out there.
He can stay in the barn.
I got the barn. We're planning on getting some mini cows, hopefully next year.
Awesome.
A mini donkey, which I told her she's already got a jackass to pay for it. So, that's,
you got to go to Cosby's on Saturday night.
And of course, we got the 10 chickens, but they're about to get fired because they're about 7 or 8 years old and they're slacking.
They're not laying.
I got one. We got 3 out of 10.
You're lucky that they've laid this long. They don't usually about 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah. No, we were getting 7, 8 the first of this year, and then it got cold, so we're figuring they're slacking.
Mine have slowed down. I've got ducks and chickens, and mine have slowed down this time of year too. So don't.
No, we're not.
Don't put them on the block.
Besides,
don't
put
them
on
the block.
A friend of mine's like, so is that white one gonna be around if she ain't producing? I'm like, I'm afraid I'll kill the one that's laying the eggs.
They're good. They chase me around.
So I want to remind you guys again, there's a reason we are here is to serve our local community and answer questions and problems about your house. 627-7979. Last week we had 4 or 5 callers asking in. There were some really good questions last week. In fact, there was one that I really wanted to follow up on, and that was a boiler leak. We had I was talking to a guy today at County Grill over in everybody knows where County Grill is, right? Yorktown. So great place if you ever want to have brisket. If you leave that restaurant hungry, it's your own daggone fault.
That's the truth.
Yeah, don't tell them. So anyway, we're talking about boilers. We got a lot of people that come down from up north that they want to build these boilers into their house through the flooring and the boilers through the floor, which is fantastic idea. Unless you're bringing a Brinks truck with you from New York or New Jersey, I get it. Boilers are great. We have 4 boiler techs on our team, which is not common. We have 4 oil techs on our team, which is not common because nobody's getting into the oil business. Nobody's getting into the boiler business. These are things being removed from houses. I will tell you, I had an 80-year-old lady when I first got into estimates and designs and stuff, and she was about 90 pounds soaking wet, and I didn't know anything about boilers. Like I came out of the shipyard, the apprentice school, and I didn't know anything about boilers. And I said, well, ma'am, it doesn't take much more money to go from she wanted new air conditioning because her window unit went out. So she wanted to add ductwork and thing. I said, well, for ductwork and air conditioning, it's only about $1,500 more. You can have heat. She goes, well, I got my boiler. I said, you need to rip that out. Dude, she took this crooked finger. She took that crooked finger on that 90 pounds of her, put it in my face. And I'm a big I'm 250-pound man. Put it in my face. And she goes, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I sat there for the next 45 minutes and got scolded by a 90-year-old lady who I'm talking about this like it was yesterday. She changed my life.
Yes, she did.
I never
she schooled you.
Told anybody to pull a boiler out of their house because it's the best heat on the planet. It's a wet heat. It's fantastic heat. Yep. But now trying to put in a boiler heat now, this guy wanted to run water piping through the floors. And again, I'm not saying it's not awesome and it's not a great way to go. Yep. But unless you're driving a Brinks truck down here, you're going to spend 10 times what putting in a normal heating and air, which let's face it, it's not cheap anymore. It's just getting more expensive every year. I told him, I said, it's going to be over $100,000 to run all the piping that you want through the floors and walls and this kitchen. I said, it's going to be $100,000. Okay. And he's like, no, it's not. It's not that much. I just had it done. And this is probably 5 or 6, 7 years ago. It's when I first got back into business with Worley's Home Services. So anyway, I don't give him a price. I just said, look, it's going to be over $100,000, and that's just dumb. He could have got a whole heating and air system for half that, right? So anyway, he calls me up like 2 weeks later. He's like, hey man, is that price still good? I said, who is this? He goes, it's the boiler guy. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. So what happened? He got him some other prices. for about $1.75. Yeah. And I said, no, sir, we're just not ready. We just don't have the capacity to do that right now. So yeah, I wasn't really giving him a price. I was just saying, dude, it's going to be a lot of money to do that. So, but I mean, you got to figure 4,000 square foot house.
Yeah.
Every room has piping through the floors, and then you got to lay the floors on top. Like it, again, great system, but you got to, what's the ROI, right? What's the return on
rate
investment?
of return?
There is no rate of return on that. So you walk away from jobs that you're going to, I don't know. I just thought I don't know. I just didn't think it was the right thing to do. Yeah. And I am sure when he called me back, hey, is that price still good? I am sure he agreed with me that the return on investment was not where it is. But it's the crazy stuff that we walk into. We had, I know we got a few minutes to our first break. Remember to call in 627-7979. But I will tell you that if you do have a contractor and they are not listed by the DPOR, you have to have a company that has a license in the state of Virginia. I just saw a thing on the paper the other day. Not the paper.
Sure he's insured.
It was on Facebook. Right. Somebody had just got arrested. They had
Mm-hmm.
just got arrested for not having a DPOR license, and they stole a watch or something out of the guy's house. So anyway, it was like flashing through Facebook. It popped up, but it happens. People don't realize that there are bad contractors out there. That's one of the parts of the reason that we got onto this show, is to give you guys options on good, solid, character integrity companies that we believe in. And I think most of y'all have been friends with
They can't produce that license and insurance, man. Run for the hills.
Yeah, it's. I was just talking to Jack about it today. He puts it in all his folders. Yep. He's got his license. He's got his insurance. He's got. So there's never any doubt, that we do that. Now, you got bigger companies. Typically they do have, but it needs to be documented. Yeah.
Do not assume.
Yeah, assumptions are like,
it's really important that all of that insurance and everything, we drug test anyone, because we wouldn't want people going into our house, your house, that wasn't properly vetted. And we test everybody. I was tested. My partner was tested. Everybody on our team is tested. And I think we're getting ready to go to our break. We've got just a few minutes here. Chuck, start out with a reintroduction.
All right, so I'm Chuck Worley with Worley's Home Services. I do heating and air, electrical, plumbing, crawl space, encapsulations, geothermal wells and pumps, and spray foam.
Very good.
I got it all.
I'm Michael Davenport. My partner and I, Barry Taylor, own CVP Windows and Doors. We're the only window manufacturer in the area. One guy says he's local, and local to Maryland is more local than St. Louis, Missouri.
And I'm Cindy Rowell, owner-operator, Alpha Pest Solutions, full-service termite and moisture company. If it creeps or crawls, give me a call. And we got Albin.
I'm Albin with Albin Co. We are Class A contractors, licensed, insured. We do remodels. It'd be kitchens, baths, whatever you'd like. And then we also have Jack with Legacy Painting. He specializes in indoor and outdoor painting.
See you guys in a few minutes.
Apparently,
it all's out there. You guys got to somebody call in and try to stop us.
Anybody that calls in for some coffee. How about some coffee? Well, maybe we need to wake everybody up.
We need something.
Call in to anybody that calls in, ask a question. We didn't have trivia tonight. I don't know if anybody has any quick trivia, but didn't have trivia tonight.
How many people have called tonight?
That we need to get them on the wagon. So
how many people have called?
757-627-7979. Call in, ask any questions about any problems in your house, from rooms, room additions, crawl spaces, spray foam, geothermal, wells, pumps. We are one of the very few companies that actually do service wells and pumps, because that is a very underserved market. It is. People are in shock when we say, yeah, we'll be there from 2 to 4 on Thursday. They're like, what? The last guy said, because the average well guy is about 70 years old. So there is no real system to it. It really is. It's worse than oil. It's oil, tax. So yeah, they're like, wait, you're going to show up on a day like for 2 hours? Oh, that's great. So booking any service, wells and pumps. We don't work on irrigation. I got a good friend of mine that does that, but we do work on the pumps if they need to be replaced. Grinder pumps, we do those. That is a dirty business, and nobody wants to get in that either. That is a stinky business. It's a stinky business.
You could even call us and tell us why you listen to the show.
That would be cool.
That would be good.
A couple of people have done that. And that's really interesting on why you listen.
Bill, that I see at breakfast over at Eggheads in Gloucester, he tells me he listens every week and he never calls. I'm Michael Davenport, CVP Windows and Doors. Barry Taylor and myself own that business. And, one thing special about us, a lot of guys, window replacement guys, won't go to your house unless you have at least 6 windows. If you got one window you got a problem with, like the gentleman did Tab over in Hill Creek, he had one bathroom window that was leaking. And we were looking, and he had stripped off some sheetrock. It was at his tub. And I told him, I said, one thing I can promise you, I can't tell you exactly why that window's leaking, but it's someplace that I cannot get to, but I can put a new window in, and I guarantee you my window won't leak. I said, so if it's coming from the roof, that's a roof issue. But I can guarantee you what we do will not be a problem for you. But we'll come do one window. We'll come do 4 windows. We'll come do 20 windows. We do your front of the house, back of your house. CVP Windows and Doors. Give us a call.
Question, Mike.
Yep.
I got a piece of stained glass that I'd like to put in my bathroom window. Could you guys do something like that?
Well, we have done that. We have made a window that people have actually put their stained glass in front of. It was inside. It was not inside the glass we put in. We put insulated glass in, but it's set in front of it inside the frame.
Okay.
And it was what the lady wanted because she liked the idea of seeing it over her tub.
Yep. I got the same. All right, cool. I didn't know. Cindy Rao, owner operator, Alpha Pest Solutions. See, we even have questions for each other.
Yeah.
We surround ourselves with people smarter than us.
That's right.
That's why
we're not afraid to ask the question. So don't you be afraid either. We're not judging you.
Yeah. So I had a guy that I ran into a couple months ago at it was a wine festival thing up at the art thing up in Waynesburg. So anyway, he goes, the one cool thing I like about your show is the fact that you have so many people on the show. It's not just one big guy full of ego that's just like, I can do this, I can answer this, I can do this. He's like, it's such a team. It's like a team event, like a team. He's like, I really like the way that you came up with the show. And I said, well, I'd like to take credit for that, but really I surround myself with smart people. And I was actually on a show 10, 15 years ago that was similar to this, where we had four guys on here all talking about our specialties in our business. And it was so greatly received. Unfortunately, one of them passed away. So it kind of, the show kind of fell apart. And so when I wanted to come back on the radio show, I was asked to come back on and be like, ask the expert. And I said, man, if I'm going to do that, I'm not going to do it by myself. I want to do it with a team. And I don't know. And it's a lot more fun hanging out on Wednesday nights with you guys. Yep. So
yeah, it's worked out great.
Yep.
Good, Albin.
Yeah. So my name is Albin with Albin Co. We specialize in remodels, kitchens and baths, additions. And then there's Jack Keller with Legacy Painting. He's not here tonight, but we'll represent for him. He is a painter. He's got a fantastic team of painters, and they will paint inside, outside, do stain work on your deck, and also do drywall touch-up for you and a soft wash on the house. So, Legacy Painting, Jack Keller.
Yeah, his guy soft washed my house 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
And he did a nice job. His guys were very courteous.
Now, do they do the roof too? Do they soft wash the roof?
No, my roof wasn't needed, but I did think about asking that question, but I forgot.
I'm kind of curious if they do.
Yeah, they probably do, yeah.
All right, looks like we got a caller, Mr. Robert in Chesapeake.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Hi.
Good. I am a proud owner of a oil-fired boiler and have hot water.
You should be a proud owner. You should be.
I love it. People come in my house and say, it's so hot in here. I said, dude, it's 70 degrees.
Dude, it's the best heat ever.
It is.
Now, I just got to ask you a question. So she's probably got a couple of years on her. Y'all probably been together for a little while. So I just want to make sure when you go down in that basement that you slap her on the butt and tell her how much you love her. It's because oil boilers, there's not a lot of new ones around.
That's true.
How old is it?
It's probably about 5 years old. Here's my question.
Okay.
I have
electric. Is it hot water baseboard?
Yeah, and I have a domestic coil with the boiler.
Fantastic.
Do I want to put the hot water heater first, or do I want to put the hot water heater second for my domestic water needs?
All right. So I'm trying to picture what you just
Is he talking about second,
you have a coil
heating his water supply from the boiler?
Yeah,
Is that what
but I thought you said so. You do have radiators, or you do not have radiators? You have a water coil in the air handler?
No. Have a domestic coil in the boiler for your domestic water.
Sorry.
And then, of course, the other water is for the hot water baseboard.
Yeah, that's
around
great heat.
in all the rooms.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Here's my question. For the best efficiency, do I preheat the water in the coil and store it in the hot water tank, or do I heat the water in the electric hot water heater first and then run it through the domestic coil in the boiler?
No,
I would think the first
one. The electric water heater is really a storage tank that's going to be, so it's not free. Oil is not free, but it is cheaper to use that than electricity sometimes. So, and it's faster. The big thing with that is recovery. So you're going to have a faster recovery with oil water, right? Oil heating the water. That's going to be a faster recovery. That dumps into the water heater, and the electric strips on the water heater will only come on. So you're feeding the hot water into the water heater. As if that water heater that is storing the water starts to cool down, then the electric heat will come on. Yeah. So that is the best way to do it.
Yeah, and your biggest savings will be during the winter months. You'll probably keep that water storage tank heated. During the summer months, you're not going to be using your boiler to heat your house, and so your electric will come on.
The electric is going to run a lot more during the summer.
I love that hot water baseboard. We had that in my house.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I put three-way valves on it, and I valve out the domestic coil in the summertime.
Yeah, you would. You would not be using that in the summertime. The domestic coil, because your boiler won't be on in the summertime.
Yeah, because you don't want that. Yeah, that's most people cut it off because oil is so daggone expensive.
Yeah,
most people cut it off and just use the electric during the summer. During the
winter,
months.
It's a byproduct because you're using
during the winter it's free, not free, but I mean it's because there's so much heat left over that it heats up the water.
Yeah,
right.
That help?
Okay, I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for calling, man.
Well, thanks for calling in. We'll send you a coffee thing. So, but thank you. That was a great question. There's a lot of people out there, and this goes for oil boiler or gas boiler. Yeah. It does not matter. So what he was talking about when he was saying a water coil, that's to produce hot water inside your boiler. What I heard was he had a coil inside his air handler.
Yeah.
So because there are things, and a lot of people still have them in Virginia Beach. They'll have a water coil that goes on their air handler.
Yeah.
And the static pressure is awful on those systems because there's so much resistance. But I'm telling you, that is some good heat. So it looks like we got another caller, Mr. Allen in Buckrow.
Hey, everybody. I'm enjoying the show. I've got a comment and maybe a slight question about pest control. Okay? some neighbors built a house here in Buckrow Beach, and a rather large one recently, and their idea, not the landscapers, but they put a bunch of flower beds and beautiful small trees right up against the house on the front to make it look pretty. And then now they got a bug problem. And I heard a neighbor say that you need to try not to plant like bushes and shrubbery and trees right up against the house with mulch and fresh dirt because, you know, it attracts pests or, you know, bugs and things like that, which I never quite heard about that before. But anyway,
explain the science of that.
Well, so recommendations: all trees, bushes should be about 1.5 feet away from the house. Same thing with mulch too, because it provides insects with. So you've got all that stuff right up against the house. It's easier for them to get it like under a piece of siding or in between something and get into your home. So you keep it back, so it's harder for them to get in. Same thing with trees over top your house. You want to keep those trimmed back away from your home too. You do not want overhanging trees. Yeah. Those rats that you were talking about in Norfolk, the Norwegian roof rats, that's how they move around is from trees. So
interesting.
Yes. Yeah, so you want to keep the trees trimmed back too.
Now, I had a commercial
on your house.
On a mulch situation on my commercial property. I got a slab. So we ended up having somebody put rock right next to the building because the moisture was coming through and we had our carpets were getting wet.
Yeah, so, and that'll help with drainage.
Yeah. So that was a great question. I always like to remind people when you guys are calling in asking these questions, you are not the only person with these questions. So not only are you helping yourself by calling in and getting answers from us, from our very smart panel. I surround myself with smart people. But you're also helping thousands of other listeners in the 757. So I always like to do a special thank you for people that do take their time out of their day.
And thanks for bringing that up because that's really things that people ought to know. And I tell all of my clients
people have those questions,
sure they
right?
Do.
Pest control. Why is it? You know, why does this happen? Why does that happen? And it's real important to...
It's little things that you can do that keep your bug population down. Just little things.
What were you going to say, Alan?
I was just curious if I was still on the line. I got one more quick thing. I'll make it quick about pest control. But another thing some of the neighbors were talking about, everybody, was there seemed to be some back and forth on pest control here at Buckrow Beach, especially when it's hot in the summertime. And some slightly older than me neighbor ladies were saying you can't just hire a pest control company or agency like just for one time for the whole summer. You got to get it here and there throughout the summer or whatever. You got to get on a plan that one time in the whole summer in the beginning is not going to control the problem like for the whole entire summer. And I'll take your comments off the air.
Okay.
All right.
So with that being said, back in the day when we would have cold weather here in the winter, okay, then that would help reduce the bug population.
Sure.
So
hard freeze.
Right. We need 2 to 3 weeks consecutive cold days to reduce that population. That doesn't happen anymore around here. So you might get a couple of cold days here and a couple of cold days there.
Jig is a moody. She's a moody girl.
Yes, she is.
One day she hot. One day she cold.
Yes. So with that being said, so what I offer is I do a one-time service, but it only comes with a 30-day guarantee.
Right.
Because of the bug population. So I don't know if you know this, but if you put all the insects in the whole wide world on a scale and you put people on a scale, they outweigh us 3 to 1.
Wow.
So if you weigh 200 pounds, there's 600 pounds of bugs out there for you.
Man, I want to see that bug.
That's how many insects are really out there. So to get your best service, if I come out there and do a quarterly service for you, that's every 3 months. My residual on my chemicals last about 90 days. So when I'm putting that out there and I do a barrier around the outside of your home and then one on the inside of your home, nothing's going to get in. I do not get callbacks ever because what I use and what I do will keep them out.
And remember, she has a license to kill.
She does. And she's good at it too.
Yeah. None of us talk back to her. You'll notice none of us really.
My boys don't either. They got 5 of those. They know better.
I figure she can jump in a crawl space faster than me when we're on the same job site. I need to fear her.
Yes. So, I can get through it quicker too.
Yeah, it's very, Very. So that is a that was a good question, Alan. Thank you for calling in. And like I said, I like to always remind everybody, thank you for calling in, because you are helping more than just yourself.
That's right.
So he jumped off the line. I was going to ask him what he liked most about the show. We've been trying to get some last week. I think it was me, you, and Jack. Yeah. We got some great feedback on the show.
Yes.
And that helps us because, if we're not helping people, why are we doing the show?
That's exactly right?
So it is nice to hear, that people
what
are
you like
listening,
about it, or what we could even improve.
Yeah, I want to improve it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Alan, if you're still listening, call back.
Okay.
Call back, and because we got a question for you.
Yeah.
You still got a few minutes. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback.
Yeah, because trying to improve the show, what are people looking for? Do we need to focus more on one product or one? Is it
seasonal?
Yeah, that's true. Well, because Virginia is a moody.
Right. Don't be mean over there. She's moody.
She's hot one day and cold the next.
And in remodeling work like Alvin does, you will not find people who want to have their kitchen remodeled between Thanksgiving and Christmas, will you, Alvin?
No. You give them a better price, though.
Before those days, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So you need there's ups and downs. And when you're talking about things like that, we're always open here at the show to answer any question that you may have about any topic. Now, we got a lot of years behind us here, and everybody's crossed a lot of different paths. And so, like Chuck says, it's probably not anything that we haven't crossed somewhere along the way.
One of us.
From the footing all the way up through the roof line, all the mechanical systems in and out. And we don't mind giving free advice, because we believe that we're here to help people.
Yeah. And by doing that, God has blessed all of us, right?
Yes,
so giving back to the area and to the people that have given us so much, given us a great business. We got great employees. We got fantastic teams surrounding us. It's very humbling. God has been very good. So, Alan is back. All right, Mr. Allen. So Mike had a question for you.
Hey, yeah, Alan.
Okay,
you give us a feedback about what you like about the show, what you would like to see us change about the show. And we only got about 2-3 minutes.
Okay. Let's see. For starters, it's very informative.
Good. Thank you.
I learn a lot from the show, and it always has some variety of different areas of contracting. And it wasn't that long ago I called in, I think, to Mr. Worley or Worley's, and I had some questions about putting the silver stuff under the house. And then I had called in before and had some questions about, should you give a contractor money up front and things like that. And I got some great advice from one of the other people on the show. And then, of course, everybody loves the pest control lady.
Yeah, we're not going to get her head out the door. We're not going to get her.
She's going to have to spend the night.
She's going to have to spend the night in the studio.
It's not like that, Alan. Not at all. But thank you for the compliment.
And you guys, all of you that are on the show at different times, you got good chemistry, and you make the show interesting. I mean, it's not like, when I was in college where everything was like kind of gray and black. You guys got color in your commentary. You guys got good back and forth. It's an interesting show, and it's done so well. And another thing is, I think the fact that it's only an hour, I think, is a benefit, because sometimes in radio, when shows go on multiple hours, it kind of gets hard to come up with things to talk about and people to call in. And I think it's just bunched up perfectly. I listen to it all the time. And all the other parts of the show is that the financial part sometimes of how you pay, do you pay. And another thing basically on this show is, and I'll wrap it up by saying this, is all these things on this show are good quality work. None of these companies are going to put a Band-Aid on any kind of a problem in life with contracting like this. And Once again, I'll take your comments off the air.
Hey, well, thank you for the kind words. I think David's trying to wrap us up here. So we got a couple minutes. Okay. So, yeah, gosh, that was very
really good.
I appreciate him calling back.
Man.
He didn't have to call back.
You can call anytime, Alan.
Yeah, you got the pest control. She's going to give you a deal this week on pest
I'll
control.
get deals anyways.
She's
Alan now gets two coffees.
That's right. Alan gets two coffees.
Yeah,
That's right. He called twice.
He called twice.
That's true. I'll give you two coffee cards.
That's
You
true.
can give him two coffee
He
cards.
sure did.
So,
So people still
but
listen.
yeah,
Well,
so thank you guys. Let's go ahead and go around the horn. Kind of everybody introduce themselves one last time. And go ahead.
So my name is Albin with Albin Co. We specialize in kitchens, baths, remodels, and for those experienced carpenters that are listening, we are hiring.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Nice. Like it.
Well, you trained?
No, we need the experience.
Oh.
Yeah, we need to.
Well, maybe I need to be a carpenter. Anyways, I'm Cindy Rao, owner-operator of Alpha Pest Solutions, full-service termite and moisture company, here to serve your pest control needs.
I'm Michael Davenport. My partner and I, Barry Taylor, own CVP Windows and Doors. We're the only window manufacturer in the Hampton Roads area, and we measure to fit your window opening. We'll do one window, we'll do a whole house. And Jack Keller, Legacy Painting, is the young guy on the team, fabulous painter.
I'm Chuck Worley with Worley's Home Services. We do heating and air, electrical, plumbing, crawl space encapsulations. Thank you guys for joining our show. Thank you, Alan, for the wonderful, wonderful, kind words about us. It just encourages us to keep doing what we're doing and keep helping the 757. Thank you guys again.
You guys
Thank
take
you.
care. See you next week.
The preceding program was sponsored and paid for by Worley Home Services, who's entirely responsible for its content.